You get trapped in your favorite game, but you're not the hero. You're the final boss, a terrifying undead lich with an army of loyal monsters. This is the brilliant, dark, and hilarious premise of Overlord. In 2015, Studio Madhouse and creator Kugane Maruyama gave us an isekai that broke the mold. Overlord begins not with adventure, but with an ending, the final moments of a dying MMO. Our protagonist, Momonga, says a lonely goodbye to his guild hall. The clock hits 0, but he doesn't log out. Instead, the NPCs are alive. He's trapped in his skeletal avatar, and the game has become his new, terrifying reality. A perfect, haunting setup for what's to come. Ainz Ooal Gown is no hero. He's an undead lich, his human mind constantly fighting his new nature. One moment, he's a lonely salaryman panicking. The next, a green light flashes and his emotions are forcibly suppressed. This conflict is the show's core. He's not inherently evil, but his immense power and the expectations of his followers push him toward monstrous decisions. We're watching a man slowly lose himself, and it's fascinating to watch. It's a truly unique character study. His followers are just as compelling. Nazaryk's denizens are terrifyingly powerful monsters who see Ainz as a god. You have Albedo, the succubus whose loyalty is a psychotic obsession, and Demiurge, the demon, who sees grand strategy in Ainz's mumblings. Their fanatical devotion is both the show's greatest source of dark comedy and its most unsettling horror. They are walking disasters waiting for a command, and Ainz holds the trigger. It creates incredible tension and brilliant humor. The show never lets you forget how overpowered Ainz is. The question is never if he'll win. It's how. The fight against Clementine in episode 9 is the perfect example. There's no noble duel. Ainz tanks her best attacks and then literally crushes her to death in a hug. It's horrifying, brutally efficient, and completely devoid of heroism. It's a statement that the rules of shonen anime do not apply here. Ainz plays to win, period. For all its darkness, Chris, Overlord is hilarious. Its best running gag is that Ainz is just winging it, but his followers see a 10,000-year plan. He'll say something random, and Demiurge will explain how it's a genius move to destabilize the world. This gives us the iconic line, Sasuga, Ainz Sama, as expected of Ainz Sama. This comedic loop brilliantly highlights the absurd pressure Ainz is under, while also showing how terrifying misunderstandings can be when you're a god. If the show has a weakness for me, it's the human perspective. We follow characters like the noble knight Gazef Stronov, who are meant to be our moral anchor, but they often feel underdeveloped compared to the twisted personalities in Nazaryk. They exist mostly to be crushed, making their stories feel more like plot devices than genuine tragedies. I always find myself just waiting for the show to return its focus to our villainous protagonists, which is where it truly shines. You can't fault the production, though. Studio Madhouse delivered a fantastic adaptation with a distinct gothic art style. The 2D animation is crisp, especially during spellcasting. The sound design is phenomenal. Ainz's deep, commanding voice, the iconic crunch of his grasp heart spell, and the epic score all work to sell the immense power on display. The show sounds and looks as powerful as its main character, which is exactly what you want from this story. But it's not perfect. The show's early reliance on CGI for its skeleton armies is very noticeable and can look cheap next to the stellar 2D work. The pacing can also be a hurdle. The story loves its long, detailed political discussions. While I enjoy the world building, if you're here for non-stop action, you might find certain arcs to be a slog. It's incredibly faithful to the source material, which is both its greatest strength and a potential weakness for newcomers. So, is this just another power fantasy? Absolutely not. It's a deconstruction of one. Ainz isn't having fun. He's paranoid, lonely, and crushed by the expectations of being a god. He's constantly role-playing for his children, terrified of disappointing them. His absolute power has become a prison, isolating him from any genuine connection and stripping away his humanity with every monstrous act. It's a tragedy about a man who got everything he wanted and found it completely empty. Overlord is not for everyone. If you need a clear-cut hero, this isn't it. This is a slow-burn political fantasy that asks you to root for the villain. It's about strategy, nation-building, and the corrupting nature of absolute power. But if you're tired of generic Isekai and want something darker, smarter, and with a wicked sense of humor, this is a must-watch. It stands in a class of its own and is one of the best the genre has to offer. Thanks for watching this review on Top Screen Tales. I'd love to know what you think of Overlord. Is Ainz a villain, a tragic figure, or just a stressed-out manager? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Most importantly, what anime, film, or series should I break down for you next?